Hey, thank you for watching. This is an important video. I'm excited to share this with you. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get to it. A lot of what I have to share I owe in part to therapist and coach John Glanville. I've learned a lot. You can search his YouTube channel on this, but I want to talk specifically on pure O because this was purely obsessional, okay, where typically we think that there's no compulsions. It's purely the obsessiveness part. It's in your mind a lot. It gets under people don't understand this as well, and so this is what I have dealt with a lot, and I know a lot of you out there have this very similar experiences, and so this is an important video, and the information I share is very valuable. So when it comes to pure O, okay, so reason they say pure is because it's thought that there's just obsessions that go on, right? It's not the case. I want to talk more about that coming up real soon. With pure O, set the stage, this tends to be a manifestation with somebody who has a very, in John Glanville, you use the term creative unconscious. Lots of creative energy, but the unconscious, the subconscious system is very creative, very explorative, very curious, very, it wants to experience a lot. It also has a very nomadic, playful, curious, adventurous nature to us, okay, to our system that wants to get out and explore. Okay, and then you throw in the mix of fears and anxieties, okay, and what you find is there is a compulsive nature to avoid life, to procrastinate, and to avoid doing the things that we want to do with our life, that our very creative nature, very adventurous, explorative nature wants to go out and do in life gets stifled. Our fears stifle us, and it literally stops us in our tracks, and we can get caught in our head thinking and overthinking and ruminating, and the loops and the loops. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It fucking sucks because we don't understand. We are avoiding our compulsion. It's not washing hands over and over and over. It's not checking the locks over and over and over. Our compulsion is that we stop doing things. We've stopped living. We're avoiding things in our life. For me, and I've mentioned this in prior videos, as a personal trainer, was so valuable early on, going back to 2015, 2016, when I really was struggling with this, was my training schedule. I just started as a full-time trainer, and I had back-to-back clients at 7 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. just back-to-back, maybe a half an hour break here or there. But what that did for me, and I remember those days I felt, even though it was very taxing, those days I always felt better. I just mentally felt like I was alive, and I felt I couldn't put it together. I was like, days off, maybe a Saturday or a Sunday, or slow days at work, I just didn't feel good. I was in my head, felt sluggish, I felt off, and I couldn't piece it together why it was that when I had a really busy schedule, I just felt good. It's because I was forced against my will, sort of, due to my training schedule, to be busy and to be in action and to be involved in working with people. And so this helped me. I can spend a lot of time sitting on a couch doing nothing, just thinking, creatively imagining what I want to do, not just, ruminating or catastrophizing or, all that, what we say, negative sort of in your mind. So I can just sit on a couch and just dream. And this is, again, that's a creative unconscious part of ourselves. It can dream, it can imagine, it can visualize so well that it can be used against us. That is a superpower, and I'm going to talk about this. It's also our way out of this, but it's been used against us because we just live in that state. Because we can realize that, well, I don't have to really do anything. I can sort of just fight the fires in my mind and spend time in my mind, and you start to think that this is where life is, and you forget that life is meant to be lived, and action is part of life. You stop living life. It becomes normal. And the pure O symptoms, okay? We're getting to this part. The pure O symptoms of, am I gay? Am I straight? Did I just hit somebody on the way to work today? Boy. Am I a pedophile? Did I just look at my cousin, my daughter, my sibling, whatever, in a sexual nature way? Did I just get a groinal response? Did I just get this? What does this do? What does this do to you? What slows you down? If it's further procrastination, it further slows you down and stops in your tracks, right? It further makes you want to just go home and try to figure it all out again. And it keeps you from doing more. So a lot of these pure O symptoms are just a further manifestation of procrastination. It's like as this creative energy gets stuffed down more and more, it just boils up into just a crazier sort of procrastination. Because their thoughts were there before. You go back, for me, going back before these pure O symptoms, it was like these anxious thoughts were slowing me down, like, these fearful thoughts. It wasn't like this, am I gay, and all these intrusive, irrational, we would say, but then that came on later, okay? Because that kept on getting pushed down. So it's helped me a lot is to use your creative imagination to visualize, what life do you want to live? Who do you want to be? What do you want to do in life? If all this was gone, if you had everything you wanted, what would it be? If pure O, these symptoms, these feelings, these inhibitions, these fears, shame, guilt, feelings about who you might be and did I do this, if that was all gone, who would you be? What would you do? If you were limitless, what would you do? Who would you be? How would you be like? You can use that imagination to visualize and picture yourself. You could go right to the end. And you feel as if you are that person. You can now align yourself, and your mind will start to close the gap. When you're in the gap, so to speak, you're in that unknown space, your mind now begins to work for you. Okay, this is where the mind works. It's a goal-seeking mechanism, and it wants to, basically, how you visualize and picture yourself is how your mind wants to what your mind wants to accomplish. And so, giving your mind that picture, that feeling, that visualization, it's now going to try to close the gap and inspire and motivate you to take action. This is where you do the work as well to take action. And by doing this, you start to express that creative part of you, and you start living life again. And so you forget about asking why. Why do I have these thoughts? Why this? Why that? Stop trying to figure it all out and start living life. What do you want? What do you want out of your life? Who do you want to be? In my OCD Hero community, we are asking these questions, and we are doing that. If you want to be a part of that, please go on my page, YouTube profile. I've got the link to the OCD Hero community, and join. Please comment with any questions, and if this helped you in any way, please share this with someone who needs this. Please subscribe. Thanks, guys. Peace.